That was not on purpose. I'm in a studio, which is pretty thick. If you haven't noticed yet, Crouton's not with me. So if you're here for Crouton, you may as well just skip this one because yeah, I tried to do the robot thing at the beginning to keep your interest, but if that didn't get you and you're only here for the dog, then I totally get it. I guess I'll just see you in the next one. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the little ding-a-ling bell. A couple of videos ago, I talked about how to organize your files, like on the hard drive. So now I just want to talk about what you do when you import your files into Premiere and like how to set up that sort of file management system. And just it's a system that's worked for me. It helps me keep everything organized within Premiere because sometimes you have projects where you just have a ton of footage and you gotta organize it and you gotta make sure you're able to go back to it. So it can get a little crazy. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop open Premiere, and just remember I'm on a 15-inch 2015 MacBook Pro, so bear with me. Oh, hey, it started. Here we go. I'm gonna open up a project. It's just gonna be like an empty project, and I'm gonna throw some footage in there. The fans on this computer are they don't joke around. Okay, so I'm really sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna make a new project. I'm gonna call this new project because we're original. We keep it fresh around here. Basically, where I start is here. Import media to start. And this is kind of where you wanna throw all of your media in. You can individually import media if you wanna go here and then go to media browser, but I prefer to just import everything into the project and then keep it in this little window. So I don't ever use the media browser. What I'm gonna do first is I'm going to create a few bins. So what you do is you go Command B or Control B on Windows, all you PC users. I'm a PC user, let's be honest. I only use a MacBook for aesthetics and because I can't afford it. What you're gonna do is I'm gonna create a few different bins. I'm gonna go footage, and then I make another one, and it's gonna be sequences. And these are where, these are your main project files. I'm gonna make another one called music, and then assets. Okay, so yeah, that's basically all I do when I first start, and then I just start dragging stuff in. So let's get some random footage here. So now that all the footage is in the footage folder, usually what you do is when you want to start a new sequence and you want to make the sequence the same settings as the actual file. So like 23.976 frames per second, 1080p or 4K, whatever. Grab the file, and you want to drag it, and you want to throw it right here so it makes a new project file. And then this is your project file right here. And I'm going to name it YouTube tutorial 1. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, this is the sequence. What I used to do is I used to just leave this sequence in the footage folder, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in sequences. So then it has its own bin. I can close it, make it nice and organized. If I can close the footage file so I don't wanna like look at those footages. And then assets can be anything like a logo, a graphic. I'm really OCD with closing folders because I get really confused super easily. Okay, and then music. So you can put music in there, obviously. If it's just one date, sometimes I'll just leave it like this. But if you have multiple different folders coming in, you can go walk with dog. And then you can take all of these guys, put them in there, close it off. And then you can get another one and call it baby. Say I wanted to bring in some footage I brought in some footage of a baby. I just want to put that in its own little folder so that if I ever wanted to access footage of the baby, I can just go straight here, find it, pull it right in, and it's in my timeline. What I usually do with projects is sometimes if it's like for, say, a studio or for a certain company, what you can do is you can make a project file called blah, 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 March 2021. And then in the sequences folder, you can have, say, different projects. So I don't usually make a whole lot of different project files because it just gets nuts. So I like to just like have one March for that specific topic. And then within the sequences folder is where all the projects happen. So say this one, I made it in March today. So I'm gonna go 2021, March 17th, B-roll session. And then I'm gonna take this sequence and I'm gonna put that in there, and then it's just there. There's so many little organizational things that you can do to make your life just so much easier when you make bins. You can do this in Final Cut, you can do this in DaVinci Resolve. They just looks different. I usually like to do this because it helps me keep everything within this little area, and I can just like perfectly just see everything that I need to work on, especially when you're working on a whole bunch of different projects at once. You know, it can get a little chaotic. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And from here, you can do other things like you can label, you can make more bins. Sometimes I've seen other clients' project files and it's just like, they just like, bam, they throw everything in there. There's like sequences and music and footage and everything's just like everywhere. Everything's not really named. Yeah, I hope this helps. Leave a comment down below. I would love to go more in depth in this topic. As a beginner, it's a really good habit to pick up, and it's something that I really wish that I picked up because it would have saved me so much time on projects. If there's something that you want me to talk about specifically, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. Honestly, like this is super exciting that I'm even trying YouTube right now. So like whoever decides to come along with the ride, I appreciate you guys. I hope that I can help you become more organized and just more efficient with your filmmaking. Anyways, thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully Crouton will be there so I don't have to do this robot stuff and I don't have to keep everybody entertained. That's why I got a dog in the first place, because it just makes our family look more interesting, because you know, we're not really that interesting to begin with. So it would be really cool to have a dog and make things a little more sparky. See ya.